Let me ride in your big Cadillac, Lord Jesus. Let me ride in your big Cadillac. I can see the pearly gates where all the angels wait, standing all around your big Cadillac. Won't you take me by the hand, lead me to your promised land? Let me ride in your big Cadillac. Let me ride in your big Cadillac, Lord Jesus. Let me ride in your big Cadillac. Mike's Music Method. Guys, as always, happy to be here. Happy to be bringing you songs. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Mike's Music Method. I got tons of Townes Van Zandt and Blaze Foley and Mississippi John Hurt. So dive into the content, sub, like, do all that stuff. Guys, today we are doing Blaze Foley's Let Me Ride in Your Big Cadillac. This is actually the one off dog ears, so it's just kind of flat picked as opposed to the finger picking one. Because yet another song sponsored by the one and only Dusty. So everyone thank Dusty for buying me some time to make this video. You guys can all do that over at mikesmusicmethod.com. Sponsor a song. I get way too many requests and I want you guys to be guiding the channel here. So chip in a couple bucks to, guide me to the next song here. I have limited time. I have a day job, 3 kids. So I'm trying to bring it as consistently as I can. But that gives me a gauge as to what songs you want to do next. So guys, sponsor a song. This is, I would say, a fairly beginner piece. Blaze is actually using a flat pick. I use my fingers in this song. But it's just a lovely song. He capos 3, and he has a very low voice. So I would probably transpose the whole thing. You notice in the beginning I had the capo way up on the 6th or 7th fret. That was out of laziness. I probably should have did it down low, but just changed the actual chords. You know what I mean? Chord shapes. It's just a 1-4-5. But it's to get it up to speed, it's still kind of pretty hard. So even though it's a more beginner, more advanced beginner piece, even if you are like an intermediate player, it's always good to be practicing these ones, getting them accurate and up to speed. And one more note before we dive in. Down below are timestamps. I know you're all at different skill levels. Use the timestamps, jump ahead, go back, and always at the end now, thanks to your feedback, I do slow run-throughs. So learn the first section, do a slow run-through at the end where we're playing it together, jump back to the verse, do a slow run-through, and that's the way to do it. So that is it, guys. Download your free tab before you start playing along. I'll put the tabs up here, but it's good to have a printed one or, you can print one out or at least have the digital copy of the whole thing for song flow's sake. And welcome to Mike's Music Method. I'm happy to be your teacher here for the next, 20 to 40 minutes. Let's do some Blaze. Thank you, Dusty. Yeah! Measure 1. Let's do this. First few measures are very easy here. We just got a C chord. Let me ride in your big... That's an F chord. Back to the C. Lord Jesus. He's got such a low voice, I can't do it. And then measure 5, it picks up here. Before we dive in, very quick note, you can jump ahead if you feel confident about pick strum ideas. We can use a pick. If you're going to use a pick, anytime I say pick, it just means hit a single string. And then a down strum is, of course, down, and an up strum is, of course, up. The most common kind of beginner mistake is to hold the pick too tight. Sounds terrible. You're brushing, keep it loose. Allow the resistance to push the string a little bit, angle it up when you go down and the other way when you go that way. So I'm holding it really loose. Like if you were to be here, you could pull it right out of my hand without any issue. Now I'm on a nylon string and I just recorded a Sierra Farrell song, Hey Me, Hey Mama, which I used a pick, and I don't like using a pick on my nylon. So I'm going to use my fingers, and it sounds a little crisper with a pick, but whatever your preference is. If you're going to use your fingers every time I say pick in this video, it's just going to be the thumb alone. Now a down strum, I'm using the nail of my pointer finger to do it. And then the up strum, I'm brushing with my pointer finger. Now remember, we always keep this fulcrum going. This is our timekeeper, the pendulum, the fulcrum, right? That's always going up and down. When I'm strumming, sometimes I'm doing a little flick of the finger as well. But I'm never going to stop doing this because that's our timekeeper. So pick, a down strum is my nail, and up strum is the pad of my index finger. So all my down and up are my index fingers. I'm not overcrowding, and it gets kind of noisy when you do that. I know some guys like Johnny Cash do everything with their thumb. I don't recommend that. That's to me, it's just like so much more work, and it's really clumsy. A perfect example of this style is like Paul McCartney does it in Blackbird. If you see him doing it live, he's got a lot of that like flipping pointer finger in there, and that's kind of how I mimic the pick. Every time I'm strumming, I'm not strumming the one I just picked. I talk about this in all these videos. You want there to be an illusion of two guitars. So if I'm doing a C chord and hitting the 5th string, you do not want to strum that 5th string. You want it to keep ringing boom, and I'm only hitting maybe the top 3 or the top 4. So that's something to try to be really precise with. It's fine if once in a while you're hitting it, but when you're practicing, really aim for as much precision as you can with that pick hand. But anyway, let's go to measure 5. We have a C chord. You can do it as the big C chord because he's not doing like fancy pinky work. So instead of your normal C, you're bringing that ring finger up, and then your pinky's going underneath to the 3rd fret on the A string. So you got 3, 3, 2, open, 1, open. And pick the 5th, then we do a down, up. So that's it at the beginning. Pick, down, up. Then we do 6, up. And when I hit that 6, this is really important here. We want a really big follow through as if you strummed. Even though we're just picking it, I'm bringing my hand down so that I can do the up strum easier. Right, I'm moving that whole fulcrum up and down there. Right, my hand's moving up and down, my forearm rather. And so just practice that. So we got 6th string up, right? I got a big follow through there. And then here I'm gonna lift my middle finger on my left hand and do open on the 4th string. Up strum, 4th string open, up strum. And let's do all of measure 5 here. 3, 4, pick, down, up, 6, up, lift the 4 up. Then measure 6, we go straight to a G chord. Sorry, 6, down. A little more sparse, we just have like on beats 1 and 2 at the beginning there. So 6th string pick, strum like the top 3 you're really only like aiming for there. Pick the 5th. Up, and then the 4th up, and we're just holding down a normal G chord. Pick, down, 5 up, 4 up, pick, down, 5 up, 4 up. Boo! Good news is 7 and 8 are exactly the same as measure 5 was. We got that C chord, 5, down, up, 6 up, lift the 4 up, 5, down, up, 6 up, 4 up. And it's cool, he's giving that little D in there, a little more motion on that C chord than just keeping that finger down. Measure 9, a little different. He doesn't lift and do that open D, so it's just 5th string, down, up, 6, up, down, up, 5, down, up, 6, up, down, up, and measure 10's exactly the same. So you remember you have that 5, down, up, then when you do the 6, we're kind of doing a big follow through. I'm not staying here and then quickly moving, right? It's one motion, so I can come to that next hit. Timestamps down below are your best friends. At the end of all these videos, I do slow run-throughs of each section. So if that's already tricky for you, you can practice that a whole bunch and then just jump back here in the video and we'll start doing the verse. The verse, measure 11. We're going to breeze through this, guys. You're already doing great. So let's start it. It's basically the same thing we just saw. Not basically, it is. Pick 5 on a C chord, down, up, 6, up, down, up. In measure 12, we go to an F chord. Good news is you don't have to do an entire bar here. I'm keeping it really simple. You could just do it like this, 1, 1, 2, 3. Or if you wanted, you could do 1, 1, 2, then 3 with your pinky, and then 3 with your ring, if you don't want to walk that finger. So it's your call. You get to decide. But we have the 4th string, down, up. Then I'm doing 5th, up. And same thing here, we lift the 4th. Oh, sorry, I lifted too many fingers. I'm only lifting that 4th string, so 4th, down, up, 5th, up, open, 4th, up. So if you're using that one finger, then, you know, if I was doing these, I'd probably lift them both. But if I'm just doing this one finger, obviously you're just not putting it back down. So 4, down, up, 5, up, 4, up. Donation pitch. Guys, if you're made it this far in the video, it means you're getting some serious value from the video, and that's what I'm going to talk about, the value for value model. If you haven't heard of it, it means I keep all my content free, so anyone hard on times, hard on their luck, who can't prioritize music, who are young and don't even have a job, they all get this awesome finger picking content for free. I feel like I'm one of the, I'll toot my own horn here, but I feel like I am one of the best guys out there who are bringing really accurate tabs, true to the recording, and then giving you really long form, detailed breakdowns of them. And so that's it. I know my value. I feel like I'm doing a really great service here. And so I'm asking you to give back. One way to think about it is like $10. That's the honor system. Every time you learn a song, throw me $10. Or value for value. Maybe the song's worth $40 to you. Maybe instead of doing guitar lessons, you're doing only Mike's Music Method stuff. That could be worth, $150 a month. It's the value for value model. And just remember, you are buying me time. And if you guys buy me time, it keeps the content free for everybody else. So if you do have the means, please consider contribute. I love this. I'd love to do more of it. I'd love to make it my day job. And that's only possible if you guys contribute. And I really, I promised you all that I wouldn't have a paywall. I'd probably be making more money charging for the tabs. But I also get such lovely emails of people expressing their gratitude in other ways. So value for value, if you don't have money, just send me a lovely email encouraging me at mikesmusicmethod.com. That goes a long way. Write me a letter. I have a P.O. box. Everything's in the link description. Sorry, the description underneath the video has everything. So does my website. So write me a lovely note. Write me a letter in the mail. Be my pen pal. Or if you have the means, contribute. A monthly support is the best. If you can give $40 a month, $20 a month, $100 a month, $5 a month, whatever it is, it goes a long way to keeping these videos coming and educating the masses with these finger picking classics. Let's keep going with some Blaze, my favorite pancake eater. Measure 13, back to that simple C chord, same idea. 5, down, up, 6, up, down, up, 5, down, up, 6, up, down, up again. Then here in measure 16, it's a little bit different. Go to a G chord. Here we just have 6, then pick down, 5, up, down, up. So it's 6, down, 5, up, down, up, 6, down, 5, up, down, up. Measure 17, we end the verse already, guys. This is at 99% of the song here. We're just doing 5, down, up, 6, up. Then you lift that 4 and do up. So we saw that before. That's where he's doing adding the extra D in there. Does it twice. That would repeat a bunch, but let's just go to the coda. So you got your free tab to download, mikesmusicmethod.com, free, unbelievable. What a guy. All right, measure 19, same thing on the C, 5, down, up, 6, up, down, up. So this would be like the verse, but it's the very last verse. He does a quick F again. And then here in 21, same idea, 5, down, up, 6, up, down, up. Then here he stops just by hitting the 5th string there. Then he does a full C chord, just a note G, 3rd fret lowest, and then he... In measure 25, he just ends playing the C chord, but he's doing one note at a time. 5th string, and then just works his way through it. 1 and 2 and 3. Slow run-throughs. Let's just do the intro here. We're going to start on measure 1, go through 10. So let me ride in your big Cadillac, Lord Jesus. Let me ride in your big Cadillac. And that's it. Let's just keep going. We'll do the verse here and we'll loop it a few times and measure 11, 2, 3, 4. Ending here and measure 19, 2, 3, 4. that was too quick. Let's do an even slower run of the verse starting in measure 11 here, real slow. 3, 4. And here I'm doing the big C chord, so it's less movement. Practicing this slow, I'm realizing how inaccurate I can be. You guys got it. The pearly gates where the angels wait, standing all around your big Cadillac.
Are you doing Mike's movement?
Yeah, sweetie. How's it going? How was dance?
Good.
Good. You guys want some popsicles? Let's do it.